Good?
Good right there.
Good right here. All right, all right. Who's first?
You know, talk about yoga. The players have been commenting, saying that it's been a big help. It's something that you seem to believe in here.
Yes, I'm a huge believer in yoga, and not only what it does, you know, in terms of strength and flexibility, but breath work. You know, breath to movement. You know that you know, I'm a surfer and a paddler, and you know, that really, you know, changed my body, my breath work, the whole thing, you know, on a personal level. So in San Diego, about a dozen years ago, we started doing it. We had this great yoga instructor, Jen Richardson, and I really felt like it helped our guys, you know, not only from the physical standpoint, from the mental standpoint. We've incorporated it a little bit here. You know, we haven't been able to have a personal yoga coach, but Jake on our strength and conditioning staff has been a certified trainer now, or a certified yoga instructor, so we're into it. I'd do it every day, you know, if we could. So I'm a huge believer, and it's really rubbed off on our guys.
Some changes to the coaching staff.
Yes.
Zuniga,
Yeah.
Megzi, can you talk about those additions? And you know, you got a lot of guys with head coaching experience, a lot of guys with just a whole ton of experience, just how that dynamic is working out here.
Well, I think you start with Keith Zuniga. You know, he has really brought a lot to our pitching staff. You know, right away you could tell he was, you know, just a great communicator. You know, he's got that superpower, you know, like Matt Troop did, you know, of being able to relate, you know, of human connection. And he's been great. He takes it to a different level because of the analytics, the data, being able to, you know, put guys up, you know, on the big screen, compare. A lot of the X's and O's and the data-driven stuff, he is a superstar at, you know, and in this day and age, that's what it's becoming, right? So he is on the cutting edge of all that. Our pitchers love him. We've seen guys, you know, really increase their velocity, their spin rate, tilt. So he's been awesome. Lindsey Biggs, you know, a coach that took the Huskies to the College World Series, a two-time national champion, former Pac-12 Coach of the Year. He is widely recognized as one of the top in-game coaches and developmental coaches in the game of baseball ever. You know, he grew up in that, you know, Orange County JC baseball thing, from that Wally Kincaid tree at Cerritos under Dave Snow, under George Horton, Andy Lopez, Mike Gillespie. So the in-game stuff and the teaching stuff is really off the charts. Not only, you know, are our players, you know, like in a clinic every day, you know, with this guy, but our young coaches, you know, and our ops guys and everything. And, you know how important that is to me, Kanoa, you know, just really sending our young coaches out so they can impact people too. And he's been amazing, you know.
How did that come about? I mean, can you talk just about your relationship with him and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
this got introduced?
Well, he and I have been best friends since we've been in middle school. You know, I mean, he's the best man at my wedding, the godfather of my son. We talk, you know, a few times a week. It's that type of relationship, you know. And he retired a couple years ago. Dallas, you know, went to the Brewers, and it was like, hey man, come over here for 4 months. You know, let's do this thing. Let's win a Big West championship. Come over here. And I think he might have been a little bit bored of walking the dog, going to the gym, swimming laps in the pool, and, you know, watching the news all day. So he jumped at the chance, and it's so far, I mean, he's been like a little kid out here, just reinvigorated. It's been pretty cool.
Where do you see his biggest impact going to be on the team with Megs?
Development, you know, just you know, our players on a daily basis, you know, getting better. The second thing is, you know, from the week of a series, you know, he can really dissect, you know, through video, through scouting reports, and understand, you know, how we're gonna be able to kind of, you know, dissect and take advantage of, you know, another team. So the preparation part of it, and then in game, you know, he's just like a bench coach to me and a bench coach to Zuni. You know, he sees the game in such a different way than the rest of us. And you know, it's really shown with his success, you know, all the way through the years.
And you got Maki back.
Maki Yamazaki, you know, he's a crowd favorite. You know, he is getting his master's degree, and you know, our players love Maki, and he's just a tireless worker, student of the game, and he's got a great career in this game.
How's your pitching rotation shaping up? Is there a Friday night guy?
Come on, man. You know the answer to that? No, I know. We're concerned with today. You know,
Today's
like,
Friday, by the way.
Yeah, today is Friday. That's a good question, though. But you know, we have to, you know, at some point, kind of feel that out and define those roles. I think Randy Abshire is a great candidate. Harrison Bodendorf is another great candidate. We're just gonna kind of see matchups, you know, and if we want, you know, the guy who we feel is the best to go on Saturday or Friday. I'm one of those guys that wants to put our team in the best position to win one game at a time. So we're still kind of determining that, and we'll make that decision, you know, the week of. But both of them are throwing tonight, so you know, we can, you know, very easily, you know, plug one of those guys in.
And Connor's pretty much locked into a closer role, or?
You know, I'd like to, yeah. I mean, if the season started today, you know, I'd like to bring him in high leverage, high consequence situations. You know, he's been so good at that. I'd like to stay away from using him, you know, more than twice in a weekend, if twice at all, you know. And we can't rule out starting for Connor. You know, he could go 5 if he hadn't been used on a Friday or Saturday. You know, he can start and give us a quality start on a Sunday as well.
Coach, it's year 3 for you. You haven't had this much experience returning in either year. So what's that like? And then what are some of the newcomers like, adding them to the mix?
Great question. You know, when we sat here and you know, 3 years ago, which was 2021, you know, we looked at this blueprint and we started, you know, recruit. We got the portal. We had Dan Cox, who was amazing for a couple of years. And then we kind of took a step back and said, you know what, we have pretty good players here, you know, and I think, you know, we're gonna, you know, ride these guys all the way through this thing and see what we can do. And it kind of, you know, ends right here in 2024. You know, that's 16 seniors. It's a heavy veteran, you know, squad that you're seeing because of COVID now in a lot of different sports. So we love our guys, you know, and we made the commitment to them, and we're going to ride or die with these guys. Now, the infusion of young talent has been awesome as well. You know, I think it starts with Elijah Ikes, you know, the Hawaii State Player of the Year, drafted by the Rangers. You know, great decision on coming to school. He's going to be a great college player and a great pro. Itsuki Takamoto, you know, one of the top 10 players in Japan, learned English in 6 months. He's here. He's got an electric fastball. Isaiah Magdaleno, another you know, pitcher who's really come on this fall from Crespi High School in LA. Sebastian Gonzalez, another guy that was voted the top prospect in the Prospect League, you know, and the pitcher of the year and the fireman of the year. Area code guy who we got kind of late. So I think there's some real good young pitching talent. And Jake Sukata, you know, a Portal guy, you know, who's a local boy, you know, Punahou. He wore us out when I was at San Diego. Austin Machado is a catcher from St. John's who hit over 300, you know, in the Big East. So we've added some pieces, you know, to this that I think are really going to help us win.